What's up, y'all? So I completed my Appalachian Trail through hike. This is my post-hike gear video. I'm going to talk about a few things and whatever. I got christened Mac Daddy on the trail, so that's me. So I started April 1st, finished September 25th, so about a month ago. 178 days. I took 17 0 days. It rained 62 days. It doesn't mean it rained all day when I counted that. It just meant if it rained a little bit or enough that I had to put my pack cover on, counted it as a day of rain. So the Appalachian Trail is wet. Alright, so the pack stayed the same. Granite Gear Blaze 60 held up great. Use a trash compactor bag as a liner. That keeps water out for the most part, as long as you keep the bag or the liner new and fresh, no holes in it. The pack held up pretty good. There's a few holes in the mesh. Little hole right there. On the sides, there's the big expanding pockets. So there's a few holes here and there. The frame on it is cracked. Cracks like right there. You can see it bending. So that's no bueno. But I think it did that in New Hampshire, and it made it all the way through Maine without a problem. So just give them a call and they'll probably send me a new one. Alright, I'm going to talk about clothes. First off, rain jacket. Since it rained a good bit of the trail, I think a rain jacket is pretty important. Maybe not in the summertime when it's hot, even hot at nights, and it feels actually really good to hike in the rain without a jacket. But other than that, when you especially get up in elevation, wind starts blowing and it's raining, it can get pretty chilly. So I went through 3 different jackets, or I used 3 different jackets. The first one that I don't have anymore, I hiker boxed it, was that Sierra Designs jacket that had the roll-up sleeves. I don't remember what the model is, but basically it was just old and sucked, so I got rid of it and had this Mountain Hardwear stretch ozonic jacket sent to me. I had a warranty issue with the first one of these that I had, so I didn't really have high hopes for it, and it actually kind of sucks too. It was good if it's drizzling or just a light rain, but downpours, it'll just soak through real quick and suck. So I wouldn't recommend that jacket at all. So I would recommend any 2.5 layer, something with Gore-Tex or Event. This is a Cabela's Gore-Tex jacket, and I hate Cabela's. I would never buy anything from them, but this was gifted to me and I had it in my closet for a few years and it held up great for when I used it. I got it sent to me I think in August. So I didn't have it very long, but it was good. It's good. Alright. For the colder months, so if you're starting in March or April, you definitely need an insulating layer and a fleece of some sort. So this is the Ghost Whisperer. It is a good piece. The cuffs are a little weird on it. They're pretty loose, but it still works. I like it. So that's a good piece. My fleece that I used was a hooded fleece by Koala Tree. Great fleece. I loved it. And I had this sent home for the summer, but I got it sent back in August for the colder northern part of the trail. So other clothes here. For the colder months, you go with a heavier base layer, and then I kept a light long sleeve base layer the whole trail, and even the light one was good for the north. A sleeping t-shirt that is a poly cotton blend. Oh, it's cotton, oh my gosh. No, it was fine. Don't worry about cotton if it's never going to get wet. Which that never did get wet because it was in my bag. For the summer, I switched to a sleeveless, just synthetic tank, and that was great. The only time I ever got sunburnt was actually when I was in towns, because you're pretty exposed. All my clothes fit in the little 7-liter roll stuff sack. For the beginning of the trail, I had a synthetic sleeved shirt, short sleeve. So long sleeve or long legged pants or base layer for the colder months. Even in August, I sent a pair of those up to me, but actually lost them and ended up snagging some long sleeves. Long whatever, you know what I mean. Started out with ex officio boxers, and they suck. I don't know, maybe you can try them out or whatever, but they were wedgie 24/7. So I ditched those, went boxerless for a while, and just wore some gym shorts. And then that's when the chafing really started, is when I was actually commando. So I got some Patagonia 5-inch baggies, and they have a little brief liner in there, and those were golden. Loved them. So for the colder months, you want some gloves and a beanie of some sort, but you'll ditch those for the summer. I kept my buff with me throughout the summer. It's golden. And then I didn't get gloves sent back to me, but I picked these up actually on top of Mount Washington when my hands were frozen, because even in August or whatever, Mount Washington is brutally cold. My bucket hat came in handy in the sun. Socks. Boom, darn tough. Just do the darn tough. Alright, so I had 2 pairs of darn tough. I started out with 2 this style, and one actually got chewed up by a mouse. So I got to switch to these. Darn tough will replace their socks if they have a hole in them, so boom. And then these are just some wool socks from Qualitree that I used as my camp socks, sleep socks, and they're golden. So now the tent, I had the Big Agnes Ultralight 2-person Fly Creek. It is a great tent. I loved it, had no issues with it. I have a few holes in it now, some from fire, embers floating down, and then one big hole from a mouse getting in it. That sucks, but whatever, it happens. The poles, let's get them out of the way. So I carried the footprint with it. That's the tent. I'm trying to duct tape that big hole from the mouse. Footprint. The footprint comes in handy. You can lay it down in the shelters, and so it kind of protects your pad a little bit. And then I always carried a few other stakes with it. just in case, but I never had any of the Big Angus steaks break, so they're pretty strong. If you don't have, or if you do have a freestanding tent, you actually don't really need steaks because it's freestanding. You can use sticks, but the Fly Creek, they're not truly freestanding since you have to stake it out to get the maximum space in it and all the ventilation. So you need stakes for it, if you ask me. I put the tent inside this big front mesh pocket on my pack. I always just stuffed it in there without really any rhyme or reason, along with the poles and the stakes. Stakes go like on the bottom there. But if I were you, I would roll the tent up. Kind of helps it, protects the zippers a little bit better than the seams. Some of the seam taping is coming off, but oh well, it happens. Okay, so I would even maybe suggest keeping like one of the stuff sacks, maybe not really the pole one, but for the tent itself. Let's see. So the Lucy lantern, they are sweet, but I ditched it pretty quick. So I know I showed that in my initial video, but it was gone the first few days. I know I said I was going to try this herbal armor bug spray. It sucks. Bug spray, it's in general sucks. 30% DEET is what I'd suggest. Go with that, but it's gross. Don't even mess with permethrin. I had no luck with it. I had a tick on me right next to where I had permethrin. So just avoid it. You are gonna have ticks. Just check every day for them and hope you're not gonna get any diseases. But I did have like 7 embedded in me the whole trip, so watch out. Alright, AWOL guide. I didn't have that on there, but I would write in this with a little pen and rip out the pages and send them home. So this dwindled down in weight and size. But I would also keep postcards and notes and paper in here. Good thing to have. The AWOL guide is definitely the way to go for sure. But you don't need it, but electronics. I had my iPhone charger, and I would suggest getting a dual USB because there are limited power sources on the trail and everyone's fighting over sources, so help a hiker out, have a dual. Alright, yeah, cord. So my iPhone was my camera source, my music source, and my picture source. I said the camera source, yeah, you get it. But my phone never died because I had this battery. It is massive and it weighs like a pound or something, but I don't know, if your phone is important to you and pictures are important to you, then you might want to have some sort of charging device. But yeah, my phone never died except when it got wet. So life-proof cases are not actually Appalachian Trail proof. So camp shoes, I had some Tevas. These were great except when summer came and my feet sweated all day, and I put them in here, and where the straps touched my feet, they would not let my feet breathe. So the only blisters I ever had were along where the straps touch my feet. So I don't know, maybe go with Crocs, but I don't know, I'd probably still go with these if I did it again. Let's see, little ditty bag, Dr. Bronner's. I would keep that in a Ziploc little bag in there. Fingernail clippers, toothpaste, and a toothbrush. And there's a comb in there too. Combs feel really good on the beard especially. Alright, trekking poles. I think you're kind of silly if you don't use trekking poles. Some people use one, but I did see a few people not using any. I really needed them because I have an ankle issue, but they're good. Did have one little bend that happened in the final 100 or so miles, but other than that, they're great. Let's see. So initially, I started out with Z-Lite, the 3/4 length. This is just remnants of that 3/4 length, actually. But I started out with one of these, and I had issues with it. I really wish I could have made it work for me, but I've always slept better on self-inflating pads. So I went with the ProLite Plus. It was great. It actually folds up to half this size. I just have it kind of partially inflated so it doesn't get dead spots. But this pad was great. And actually, I had this cut, a section cut about this length right here, and about maybe right there. I would use this part as a seat pad, and I think that's a crucial piece of equipment, a seat pad. Alright, a little pack towel. It's a pretty good piece of equipment to have. Pack cover. It's a pretty basic thing to have, but this one, I don't know. I think it's kind of bit the dust, so to say. It has holes here and there and doesn't really keep the water out anymore. But if it's downpour, your pack's gonna get a little wet, no matter what you have on it. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not pro. So, a blizzard steak by MSR for a poop steak, or a bear stabber, cat hole digger, whatever you want to call it. I kept this knife. It's pretty beastie, weighs a lot, but I liked having it. Did some whittling. Let's see. I guess it's not going to focus, whatever. But it's a CRKT Cold River knife. Something. Alright. Toilet paper. I'll keep this in a Ziploc bag, but just to show you. I would suggest a tennis ball or some sort of heavy-duty ball. For that, you can rub your feet out, massage your feet. Crucial. For sure. Alright, on my hip belt, on my pack, I would have these pouches. So this is one pouch. Zipper broke on it, so I had just the strap or pull tab on it broke. Whatever. I'll keep a few little strings in here for repairs. Headlamp. Boom. The Storm by Black Diamond. Held up great. Just make sure you keep it locked. Bam. That means it's locked. Locked. Loaded. Don't even carry extra batteries if you have another light source. You don't need to carry extra batteries. I would always carry a lighter in that pouch. In that pouch would just go like that, some chapstick, bars. On my hip belt I'd have the hand sanitizer readily available. Let's see, so I started off with a little Granite Gear hip pouch. I hate this one. This shape of it just sucks. It's Structurally, it's good. It's sound. It's not going to fall off. Attaches well, but the shape just doesn't give. Doesn't fit much. I don't know. Thought it was a waste, so I got rid of that one. And one of my friends made me this pouch out of cell nylon. I'll keep my sunglasses in it, and snacks and food, stuff I would want readily available. Water filter, the Sawyer Squeeze, regular size. If you're actually gonna be squeezing, then I'd say get this one. If you're gonna be sucking straight from it, then go with the mini. But just know that if you're ever gonna squeeze the mini, it's gonna be a pain. But yeah, I would maybe look into going with a gravity sort of system, just because squeezing for hours of the day sucks a lot. But this works. It's good. I miss spring water, fresh water. Headphones. I would say go with a waterproof pair of headphones. These are Skull Candy. They're sweat proof, actually, not waterproof, but I guess that makes them water resistant. But yeah, they go in my hip bags. Canisters for pocket rocket. I would prefer to go with the small one, but sometimes if you kind of look ahead in the guidebook, it might be smart to go with a bigger size, just in case there's not going to be a good resupply coming up, which the guidebook is great for telling you that. Alright, so long-handled spoon by Optimus. Heck yes, best piece of gear ever. No more peanut butter fingers. Alright. So Snow Peak titanium, I think 700 milliliter. Works good, perfect size for an individual. Has the cup on the bottom. Bam. Gold. Would use that one again. So I did cook on fire for a little bit. I sent my pocket rocket home, and when I was cooking on fire with this, it would get black and charred and gross, so I kept it in a little sack. But if you're not cooking on fire, you don't need that, but whatever. Also kept a bandana in my cook set just to clean it out and whatnot. Lighter. The pocket rocket, which is great. I got it sent back to me because I missed it. I missed the hot coffee in the morning and a hot meal, even in the summer. Blah, 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 blah. My medical kit did dwindle down quite a bit. You really don't need much out there. You're really in town pretty soon. Never really had any bad medical issues. Ticks, I would get off with the tweezers and then sterilize it with some alcohol swabs. I just had some band-aids and swabs and stuff. Ibuprofen. Actually never really took ibuprofen. Maybe took it, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times the whole trail. I used some muscle relaxing scrub, or not scrub, but rub-on cream, and it worked good. So I suggest looking into that. Look into turmeric. So this is my bag I use for food. It's just a roll top bag. It's a 13-liter Granite Gear. 13 liters is probably not big enough for a food bag because I ended up having to use that one and another one. And then, let's see, sleeping bag. So for the colder times, I had the Phantom 15. For the summer, I had the Phantom 45. A lot of people try to go without a sleeping bag in the summer and then they end up regretting it. Just go ahead and probably get one for the summer. And then the 15 degree, I never really got cold. in that. And see, I even had it sent back to me in August, when right before the whites, because I wanted to do some cowboy camping and not be limited. So that's a good piece, and they would all fit. I think this is a, I don't know, 10-liter bag that fits in, and a little 7-liter that fit in. Let's see, other than that, boots. My boots held up great. I went through one pair completely, some Adidas Fast X high tops, and then in my past video I showed you I had a pair of low cuts that I was going to switch to, but I actually ended up getting another pair of high tops, but I switched to Adidas Fast R's, and those were good. The X's lasted 1,200 miles, and then the R's lasted the whole rest of the way, and they still had some life at the end, but I just chucked them because they stank, and I didn't want to carry them on a train. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Boom. Trail name was Mac Daddy. I might post a picture of my summit here. Boop, boop.